me howling at the moon.
What's up guys, and welcome back to Park Pros. Today I have an update for you guys on the Indiana Beach situation, and finally, we have some positive news to share with you all. Last week, Apex Parks Group, which has owned Indiana Beach since 2015, announced that it had filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. About 2 months ago, Apex announced that it was permanently closing Indiana Beach due to financial issues the company was experiencing. This Chapter 11 filing will allow the theme park operator to more easily financially restructure their company, as well as sell off some of its assets. We now have reports that the main asset Apex is in line to sell off is the Indiana Beach property, and that sale could be coming sooner than you might think. Ever since Apex announced that it was closing the park about 2 months ago, White County officials have been working closely with the theme park operator to help them find potential buyers for Indiana Beach. About 3 weeks ago, the White County Commissioners and County Council agreed to offer $3 million in economic incentives to a potential buyer of Indiana Beach, as a way to sweeten the deal for any individual or theme park operator that could successfully complete a deal with Apex and reopen Indiana Beach as an amusement park. That fund was created as a potentially forgivable loan to the new owner and operators of Indiana Beach, with conditions involved, including that Indiana Beach must remain an operating and open amusement park for a certain length of time following the deal. Well, less than a month later, that $3 million fund must have sweetened the pot enough for a potential buyer. Pharaoh's Tribune of Logansport, Indiana, is reporting that both Apex Parks Group and the White County Commissioners have confirmed that a potential sale of Indiana Beach is pending and could be finalized as early as this week. I'll leave a link to the full article in the description. White County officials wouldn't comment on whether the county itself is the potential buyer for the park, but it certainly seems like that could be in play. Regardless, if this deal doesn't fall through at the 11th hour, we should be finding out very soon who the new owner and operator of Indiana Beach is going to be. The Chapter 11 filing by Apex may have played a factor in this pending deal of Indiana Beach. Under this Chapter 11 filing, Apex is going to reorganize and sell off assets to repay their lenders under a stalking horse sales agreement. In simple terms, this essentially means that they have an initial bid in line for all of the assets they are looking to sell in order to repay their creditors, and an auction between interested buyers will take place in a bankruptcy court, with the highest bidder taking possession of each of the assets. It's unclear if Indiana Beach is one of the assets involved in the stalking horse arrangement, because the White County Commissioner said that he didn't think that the Chapter 11 filing by Apex was going to adversely affect their efforts to coordinate a sale of Indiana Beach. But if Indiana Beach is a part of the arrangement, it means that they have at least one buyer who has already submitted an initial bid that Apex's creditors were okay with taking. So if the sale of Indiana Beach is included as a part of Apex's restructuring, a final buyer will be picked at an auction in bankruptcy court, and the sale will take place and be publicized within 7 to 30 days. It's also entirely possible that a deal for Indiana Beach is being worked out with an individual buyer outside of the restructuring agreement, but either way, the sale of Indiana Beach seems imminent. Because of the $3 million of government-funded money involved, once a deal has been reached and finalized, the terms of the deal are going to be announced publicly. So this time we'll know for certain as soon as a deal is reached to save Indiana Beach. But with all the information that's come out over the past few days, I think we're getting very close to getting that announcement soon. All in all, this is great news for the Monticello and coaster communities. Indiana Beach is an old-school amusement park with so many unique coasters and attractions. It's also been operating since 1926, making it one of the oldest operating amusement parks in the Midwest. But there is a little bit of uncertainty involved for when the park reopens. Apex has confirmed that some of Indiana Beach's rides and attractions have already been sold. The main ride of concern here would be the SNS El Loco coaster, Steel Hog. We know that Steel Hog was put up for sale individually by Apex as soon as they announced that they were closing Indiana Beach. Apparently there were many interested buyers in the 12-year-old SNS coaster, with FunSpot being the biggest rumored suitor for the ride. We probably won't find out which attractions, including Steel Hog, were sold off and which will reopen with the park until the sale is finalized at the very earliest. But you never know, the new owners could soon have plans in place to replace any of the rides that Apex removes. So if the sale of Indiana Beach passes and is finalized within the next couple of weeks, could we see the park reopen for the 2020 season? In an email sent out to community members and pass holders on March 13th, Indiana Beach officials said that they were working together with city and county leaders, and the company is hopeful that a suitable buyer will be identified and that the park will be operational in 2020. A spokeswoman for Apex also confirmed to the Pharaohs Tribune that those involved in the sale have their eye on having the park operational for the 2020 season. So it seems as the plan is to have the park reopen in 2020, but given the current pandemic we're in, and the transition period that would have to take place between Apex and the new owners, I'm not completely sure that's realistic. But it seems like they're determined to do so we can definitely remain hopeful. Regardless of whether the park opens for 2020 or not, it's great news to hear that potential buyers have emerged for the historic park, and that it looks like we'll have the opportunity to visit an open and operating Indiana Beach sometime in the near future. I'll be sure to give you guys a video outlining the details of any sale of Indiana Beach that's finalized, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel to keep up to date as the Indiana Beach saga continues, as well as for other great theme park news and content. Thank you guys for checking out the video, and we'll see you all next time.